So, new, faster PlayStation 6 portable memory leak and the new Dualsense controller. Those are the stories we're going to cover today. And if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it. And as always, it's very much appreciated. First, are you going to get the PlayStation Portal OLED or wait for the PlayStation 6 handheld? The Portal OLED is rumored to be launching later this year, and it could be even announced soon, but I'm curious if you guys would buy it or wait. So comment below, are you going to get the PlayStation Portal OLED or wait for the PlayStation 6 handheld? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the faster memory leak for the PlayStation 6 handheld. So, last year, Moore's Law Dead shared the latest specs he had for the PlayStation 6 handheld, revealing that it was going to have 4 Zen 6C plus 2 Zen 6LP cores coming on the CPU side. And for the GPU, he revealed that it's going to have 16 CUs of RDNA 5 clocking in at 1.2 GHz in handheld mode and 1.65 GHz in docked mode, because in docked mode it's going to be able to pull out more power and thus more performance, since you're going to be gaming on a big TV like the Switch 2. This was one of the most exciting pieces of information that we got on this, making me more excited for the PlayStation 6 handheld over the home console. He also pointed out that it'll be able to play PlayStation 5, 4, and PS6 games, and that it's going to be mass-produced come mid-2027 with a potential release in late 2027, because, of course, there's always a possibility that maybe Sony pushes that out a bit. He revealed other aspects of the hardware as well, but the other item I wanted to focus on here was, of course, the memory. He revealed that the PlayStation 6 handheld would have LPDDR5X 8533 memory, but recently Kepler updated this information. I'm surprised that I haven't really seen anyone point out this difference, but Kepler's memory hardware is an upgrade over what Moore's Law Dead mentioned last year. Alongside the Portal OLED rumors mentioned by Kepler, he also mentioned that the PlayStation 6 handheld would have LPDDR5X 9600 memory. So the difference here is 8533 versus 9600. And you can do the math there. The new hardware mentioned by Kepler provides a 12 to 13% boost in data transfer rates over the 8533 mentioned by Moore's Law Dead last year. So again, I'm surprised that we're hearing that the PlayStation 6 handheld is getting better memory. And I'm also surprised that it hasn't been mentioned. People have mentioned that Kepler stated that the memory is the 9600 version for the new PlayStation 6 handheld, but I didn't really see anyone make this comparison and point out that it's an upgrade over what we heard from Moore's Law Dead last year, which just had me wondering. I'm like, did I miss something, or did I misunderstand something? But going back to Moore's Law Dead's leak from last year, you can see that he mentioned 8533, and here Kepler is mentioning 9600. Regardless, this is great to hear, and I'm wondering when we'll start hearing about dev kits, when those start to leak, because I would assume that should be going out sometime soon if that's actually going to launch, if the handheld's actually going to launch in 2027. Let's see how it goes. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now, diving into the second story of the video, the new Dualsense controller. Reading from Video Game Chronicle, standard controllers aren't comfortable for everyone, Sony says. Sony has obtained a US patent for a special controller with a touchscreen that lets players choose where the buttons should go. The patent was filed back in February 2023, but was issued last week, and it is described as designs and methods for a game controller. According to the patent's description and accompanying images, the controller would have a large touchscreen covering most of its top surface where the buttons would usually go. The idea is that players would be able to customize where the D-pad, sticks, or action buttons should be positioned on the controller to best suit their personal taste, accessibility needs, or what best suits each specific game. It appears that players can also choose to resize the buttons or even remove some buttons altogether for certain games. In theory, this could mean if the player was playing a simple platform game, they could replace all of the buttons with a single large jump button, or if they were playing a game that only required a D-pad or a left stick, they could just choose to remove one and make the other larger. Sony's patent mentions that the touchscreen would have a pressure sensor and a heat sensor to detect conditions of the input surface. It's not clear whether this means simpler on and off sensors or sensors with a varying degree of sensitivity, but if it's the latter, it may potentially be able to determine the difference between a thumb resting on the controller and a thumb pressing down on the controller. So I saw people covering this patent for this new potential controller, obviously because it's a patent, and a lot of people seem to disregard it or say maybe it's for accessibility, but I think there's potentially another user base that might like this controller. Yeah, accessibility would be a clear usage for this controller to map wherever you want the controls to be to make it easier for you to play, but there's also the younger generation of players. They'd probably be interested in this controller. Me and you don't like touch controls, or I assume you don't like touch controls. We prefer a dedicated controller, but the younger generation of kids that play on mobile or iPad have gotten really accustomed to touch controls. It's honestly impressive to see how some of these people can play. This could be a possible user base of people that could be into this type of controller. Of course, that's just a theory, just a guess on my end, and this is of course still just a patent. And no, I don't personally think this is the PlayStation 6 controller, but it could be a side controller for the PlayStation 6. Highly, it could be a side controller that they released that's compatible with the PlayStation 5. We'll see, of course, how this turns out, but you guys let me know if you'd buy this controller or not. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the After Show. This is a part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with it is a new week. It's a new week with new potential leaks. We also possibly, I believe we have the Sony financial call this Thursday as well, so I would assume we're going to get some interesting information from that as well, and potentially confirming that the PlayStation 5 has surpassed 90 million at this point. I think that was their goal last year, for the PlayStation 5 to pass 90 million after the holidays, so I see that happening. And this year especially, I'm pretty sure the PlayStation 5 will surpass 100 million, which will be, of course, exciting for a lot of people, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to for sure make that happen, if anything. And also I wonder if we're going to hear about the PS6 chip fabrication, because that was reportedly going down in January, so I'm wondering if we're going to hear anybody confirm that, or just point to that or say something about that. We'll see how it goes, but it is a new week, potential leaks, potential news. If you're excited for the week ahead, destroy the comment section with it is a new week, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.